Good afternoon, everyone. How are you today? This is Jahan, and I want to say welcome back to my channel. I really appreciate you being here with me today, and I'm about to give you another video that should be packed with some knowledge and some information that is going to help our race to advance in the future without the trickology of other people thinking that they can take advantage for us. Because for me right now, my main objective is just to plant as many seeds as possible that the brown skinned black Indian girls can take forward into the future with them and just teach our children something other than slavery. I'm not trying to deny the fact of slavery, but I just want our children to know that they were more than just something that someone says they are, right? We are from a race of people who are indigenous to this world. I am from a race of people who are from the original bloodline from Jamaica. And I just want to make sure I don't have so much shine on my skin. So I'm always here to spread the message. You know, I am Jahan. I am the official queen of Jamaica. It's very hard for me to get that point across. And as I say, Jamaica, as our family has been hindered from generations and generations. And I am here to defend my birthright and defend my title rightfully. So that is why I always stand firm in my heritage and stand firm in my message and what it is I'm trying to get across to people. Like I can't, take a stick and budgeon people on their head and force them to believe me or listen to what I'm saying. But all I could do is just keep talking and keep, you know, reiterating what's going on and letting people know that life started in Jamaica first with the brown skinned black Indian little girls. We inhabited this world for millions of years before there was any man here. Um, the brown skinned black Indian girls, they can reproduce without sperm because in their body they have the Y chromosome and the X chromosome. So theoretically speaking, they can reproduce on their own without having sexual intercourse and so forth. But because of the atmosphere and the food we eat, then we are hindered from, naturally producing offsprings without having a male to reproduce. So we were living on this earth for billions of years. The earth was created from our hair. The moon and the sun and the stars and all the planets in the universe were created from our hair, our nice, beautiful Indian Afro hair. And the Middle Eastern people are stealing our Indian title. When I was a little girl, every single person in my community used to say, I am Indian. It's when I came to Canada or Toronto, that was the first time I ever heard a coolie person. We used to call him coolie back in Jamaica. But that was the first time I ever heard a coolie person say, oh, I am Indian. And, at first it was very strange to me. But then when I heard them say it over and over again, it was very strange in my mind and it was very difficult. As a young girl, it was very difficult to, defend myself about that title. But as I grew up, I started to defend myself with the title. And I always notice that when I say to a Middle Eastern person, like, I am Indian, they never like they would say, "Oh, how is that? How are you Indian?" And when I explain it to them and they try to tell me something, then I tell them, they never fight me over it. They just settle for it and be like, "Oh, I never knew that before. I never heard that before." And so forth. And that's why I'm saying to myself, if we have more brown skinned black Indian girls like me who are willing to defend the Indian title, then we can get that title back into our community. Originally, the Middle Eastern people, we called them coolie people. Before we called them coolie, I don't know what else they were called, but I know that we called them coolie, right? So, as an Indian girl growing up in Jamaica, um, I was Indian. People who looked like me were Indian. People with nappy hair were Indian. As long as they were black with brown skin or brown with black skin, they were Indian people, not the coolie people. Now, as a little girl, my grandmother used to tell me about how, you know, the cannibals were eating one another and then their hair changed to a canine hair like dog. Well, they honestly, to tell the truth, they didn't say, they said pig hair. So they were called, there was a certain type of coolie people who were the pig hair people. And these are things that I knew, or these are stories that regular people told when I was a little girl. So my objective is to get more brown skinned black Indian girls to recognize that the brown race and the black race are two separate races. The brown race is someone like me who has brown skin. My skin color is brown. I'm not a black woman, I'm a brown woman. Now, when you see Africans, how their skin in Jamaica, you have black people, people with black skin too, but mostly Africans, they have black skin. Those are black people. So sometimes when people call me a black woman, if I have time and it's appropriate and I feel like there's not going to be a really big argument or it's not going to hinder my ability to achieve what it is I'm trying to achieve at the moment, I will say, "Oh, well, I'm not a black woman, I'm actually a brown woman." Especially Middle Eastern people, when I hear them say they're brown, I have to always defend myself and say, "Hey, you're not brown, I'm brown. Your skin color is the same color as a Caucasian. So theoretically speaking, you're a Caucasian." So, I didn't, my video is not about Caucasian people, or my video is not about Middle Eastern people. My video is about brown skin, black Indian people. I just want us to recognize right now who we are. I want us to try to see if we can get more brown skinned girls to realize that they are Indians, they are the original Indians, but these people are using trickology to trick us into doing the right and say it's wrong, and then do the wrong and say it's right, and they trick us out of our race. You have more macacas, more European women or Caucasian women who are breeding. Most of them are breeding with mankind who have brown skin or black skin. And when they have those children, instead of taking the children into their community, they're forcing the children into our community. And those are mokacas. We called them macacas when I was younger. Mocaca would be a breed that was mixed. So when you take a Caucasian and you mix it with a brown person or a black person, that child would be a Mocaca European or a Mocaca Middle Eastern or a Mocaca Oriental, whatever they are, but they would be a Mocaca. They would not fall into the brown race anymore or the black race because their skin color would be beige or tan, right? So I just want more brown skinned black Indian girls to realize who they are and learn their history from a common sense point of view, because European people, they did not treat our foreparents correctly, right? And now we are being taught by them. They're in the schools. Wherever we go, they're there acting like they're in authority. And most of the time, we try to defend ourselves. And anytime I know black women or brown women, they're very strong. When they try to defend themselves, there is usually a mankind who's the same skin color as them who will belittle them and put them down and always try to choose the tan color one or the beige color one above the brown one or the black one, no matter what the circumstance or the situation is. And it's very unfortunate. And the reason why they're doing that, there's a reason why they're doing that, but I don't want to tell you that part of the thing because maybe, this post that I'm doing right now is not about that. But I just want to encourage more brown skin black Indian girls to be strong and be confident in who they are and feel good about themselves. When you are brown and if your skin is black and if you feel that your brown skin or your black skin is a badge of shame and you bleach off your skin and become beige in color, you are no longer a part of the black race. It doesn't matter if your hair is nappy. It doesn't matter if you wear braids. It doesn't matter if you wear weave on. It doesn't matter if you wear afro. It doesn't matter if you talk ghetto. It doesn't matter all those things. As long as you bleach out your skin or your skin color is beige, you fall into the European race because the black race, I have a responsibility as the queen. I have a responsibility to maintain the brownness and the blackness of our race. And I'm asking each and every brown skin person out there and every black person out there to help me with this because this is what I do. This is what I have a passion for doing. I'm not like I don't try to be like obsessed about it, but this is my passion. I have a passion for reading, for writing, and I'm just a race monger where I'm always promoting and pushing the brown race and the black race forward. And I don't know if you caught it in my previous video, but I'm going to say it again in this video. The brown race and the black race are two separate races, okay? Let's wipe some oil off my face. The brown race is someone like me. The black race would be the person who has dark black. There's people who have black skin like this garment here that I'm wearing. So two different races. So don't make European people or Caucasian people come and pull us into one race. And then the Middle Eastern people, Alibaba thief them. They come and they try to steal the brown race for themselves. Just like how they stole our Indian title. That title is not their title. Our title is Indian. And usually the mankind in our community are the ones who give them the title. And when we try to defend it, they hinder us and belittle us and give us a hard time and make it hard for us to, definitely maintain the status quo of our community and do the right thing. They make it very difficult for us. You know what I mean? So, what I want to say is for anyone out there who wants to help me, all I'm asking you to do is, in your daily conversation, you're not going to be a warmonger about it, or you're probably not going to be so diligent about it as I am, but it takes one person at a time and it's going to take words because we can't start a global war. We can't start World War, whatever, just trying to get back our race. All we have to do is use words to get it back. And for me, I use words each and every day. When I speak to Middle Eastern people and they pass their place and say Indian, I defend myself and say, I am Indian. They come right in my face, like purposely, because they know who I am. And when they see me, they're like, oh, I'm going to go up to her and test her and tell her I'm Indian. And they come and they listen to tell their story. And the first they start with Jesus Christ. And I'm like, yo, you're not even Christian. You're a Muslim and you believe in Allah and Muhammad. And a lot of brown skinned black girls or brown skinned black Indian girls, you do not know that Muhammad, the Muslim religion, almost is taking over the Christian religion for whatever reason. It's very strange because most of them are using our Bible. They split up our Bible and take part of it. They have the Bible, which is a full Bible. Then King James came and split it up and edited up and make it smaller than it is, which is, I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but it made it easier. Before, the Bible was a book that, the kings and the queens would read, and when King James and broke it down into a sizable book, it made it easy for the average person to carry it around and read it. Where before it was a big, heavy book, there's no way you could have just pick it up and read it because it was very heavy, right? So even though King James came and cut out a lot of it, it made it easier for the average person to read that Bible, right? So you have to look at the pros and look at the cons about things. And I always try to be optimistic and look at the pro. And I won't outweigh or, turn a blind eye to the con, but I try to see if I can look at the pro first, the positive part, before I pick the negative part about it, right? Because I mean, we're all humans, and a lot of the people who are living in this dynasty or this century right now, they weren't the ones who made the blueprint to steal our Indian title. They weren't the ones who made the blueprint to carry out the trickology and trick the brown race and the black race. They weren't the ones to do that, but they're the ones who are carrying it on to the next generation. So as a responsible brown person and a black person who want to carry on your race, number one, don't let anybody make you feel that you were a slave and you grew up in slavery. I'm a Jamaican and I did not come from slavery. Nobody in my family ever taught us that we were slaves, and nobody from in my family ever says, "Oh, we were slaves." That was just something they brought into the school and started teaching school children out of the blues, Africa, and all those things. They just came out of blues and started teaching that to children, right? So slaves did come, and things were hard for some people and so forth, but it's not all what it adds up to be. Everything is not what it adds up to be, so what they're telling you. So the brown race and the black race are two different races. And someone like me, I'm a brown woman. I'm not a black woman. And someone who's a black woman, they're a black woman. And someone who has beige color skin, they automatically fall into the European race. Because the black race, I have a responsibility to maintain the brownness and the pureness of the brown race and the black race. And when you start putting beige people in our race, it's ruining the DNA and it's ruining our race. And those European people, if you were to put someone like, I hate doing my video and calling these celebrities' names, but most celebrities, if you notice, they have beige color skin and they hardly let a black girl in. If they let a brown girl or a black girl in, she has to have a bald head. She has to do some freaky things. It's not a natural looking black or brown person. It's something weird about the person. And that's the only way they're gonna let you come into their circle, right? So if you ever notice, those people are all European people. Beyonce is a Caucasian woman. She's a Mukaka Caucasian. She cannot fall into the black race because she has a albino gene in her and she has a cannibal gene in her, which we have to keep the black race. We have a responsibility to keep the black race pure. And originally, people with beige color skin, that was a disease race. I apologize for saying that, but that's what it was. In history, if your skin color was brown, beige, you had a disease. And you had to go and get treatment for your disease. So now they throw the disease race into the mix and try to say the disease race is superior over the brown and black race. And black people are just sitting there, brown people are sitting there and just taking anything that they say, because most of the time the mankind in our community are the ones who are forcing this onto us because they have an agenda to annihilate us and wipe us off the face of this earth. A lot of the female that you see in Hollywood, those are not female. Those are male who are acting like they're female. So you have to be aware of that, and you have to know that there's something very evil and something very sinister that's going on. And we have to take up the responsibility to maintain our race. So I don't want to come off like I'm racist, because I like European people, I like Asian people, I like Middle Eastern people, I like mukakas, I like albinos, but I don't like them when they come into our race and force themselves into our race. When they do that, it offends me. And when you do that, it's causing depression, it's causing fear, it's causing hate, it's causing anger, it's causing self hate with the brown skin black Indian girls. When you makakas or Europeans come into our community and force yourself onto us, it's causing a great deal of depression in our community. And you don't understand what is causing. And I'm a brown skinned black Indian girl, and I'm telling you from the source's mouth right here that it's causing depression. It's causing fear. It's causing anger. It's causing anxiety. It's causing stress. It's causing self hate. And it's causing frustration when you guys do that. So I have to use people like Beyonce. I have to use people like Kamala Harris. You guys don't like the brown skin black Indian girls. You're just acting like you like them. You're using trickology to be a part of the community, and you're ripping us off. And let me show you brown skin black Indian girls something. And I don't want to do this. I don't, whatever magic you can use to take this money back that I'm going to talk about, I don't want to talk about it, but I do have to talk about it and show you what's going on. Beyonce is ripping off the black community a few $billion per year, okay? Nicki Minaj is ripping off the black community a few $1 million per year. Mariah Carey is ripping off the black community a few $1 million per year. Alicia Keys, Cardi B, the Kardashians, all these people who are coming into the black community and forcing their Mokaka children and themselves into the black community, that money that they're supposed to be making, if you stop calling them black women and call them European, that money that they make would come out of the European community. It wouldn't come out of our community. But because you guys keep calling them black and they are actually Caucasian, that money is coming out of our community and it's going into the Caucasian community. So I'm trying to show you guys how we have to stop doing this. And when I speak, people think that, oh, I'm a race monger. Yes, I'm a race monger, but because I'm trying to defend my race, and I'm trying to preserve something for the brown skin black Indian girls for the future, if you understand where I'm coming from. So the millions of dollars that they're pulling out of the black community, never mind the black man that they are with, they're pulling that money out of the black community. So the brown skin black Indian girls never have an opportunity to make that filthy rich money at a pace where it's like boop, 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 it's just coming fast. It's like it's trickling here, 1 and 2 here, 1 and 2 there. But these macaques, because they're acting like they're black, the Matrix, the Holy Spirit, and the physical entities in the community is drawing that money from the black community and putting it in the European community. And when they spend their money, they don't spend their money in the black community. You ever hear them say, oh, we're giving a donation of $10,000 to a black scholarship? Like, really now? Are you for real? Are you serious? Like, you are making billions of dollars every year that you're pulling and stealing out of the black community from acting like you're black. And you're going to come and show off and say, oh, I'm giving $10,000 to a black scholarship? Really now? Every time I hear that, I'm like, the company who's getting the $10,000 is happy, but me, I'm frazzled and I'm angry. I'm like, you're pulling so much money out of our community and you're just giving back a $10,000 scholarship. Are you kidding me? Are you for real? Like, Come on, let's get with the program here. This is not how we do things. Little brown skin black Indian girls. We're gonna use words and we're gonna trample the beast. We're gonna use words and all these men who are treating you unfairly, all these men who are ripping you off, who are ruining your smile, ruining your face, and they're stealing your face. Let me tell you something. Albinos and macacas, they never had a beautiful face like our face. They are taking our face and they're putting it on the face of the Homo sapiens. They're taking our beautiful face and they're putting it on the face of the albinos. They're taking our beautiful face and they're putting it on the face of the Asians and the Europeans. I have a face that can transform into any race. If you look at my face, it could be an Oriental face if I do Oriental things or wear Oriental makeup. It could be a Indian face if I do hear me. It could be a Middle Eastern face if I do Middle Eastern makeup and so forth. I can even look European if I turn on the light lighter, and I can go at a different angle where I'm more like this. See, my face will come straighter now and so forth. But I just like seeing my face frontwards. I like the look out frontwards, but I can turn sideways like this a little and get a different look and so forth, right? But I like my feature this way. But my face is the type of face where you can know that I'm coming from the race of people that was split up. My bloodline is the bloodline that was split up into the different races. So our face currently right now, anybody out there who's using our face, anybody out there who's using the brown skin black Indian girl's face, brown skin black Indian girl's face and using our race, they should be paying us with interest to use our face and our race. And they know this. They know this. They know. They have pictures of their ancestors looking like Homo sapiens with no nose. They have pictures of their ancestors with their mouth pudgy up and looking weird. They have pictures with their ancestors with strange looking features. And our feature, because God made us out of God's likeness, we have this beautiful feature, and they're using our feature for free, and they should be paying us to use our face, and they should be paying us to use our race. So we brown skin black Indian girls, we need to teach our little girls. It's hard because when they go to school, there's other things going on at school. And when you teach it, you're not teaching it with song and dance. You're not teaching it, put it on pink fluffy clothing, and you're not doing it by, doing things in this type of cool, cartoonish way. You're doing it really out of the goodness of your heart to teach these children something. But children, how they are already. They always want to do their own thing, and they don't understand that their own thing may not be the best thing. You understand? But it is what it is. That's how young people are. So I just want every single brown skin black Indian girl and woman out there to pick up a mantle, pick up a banner. Even if it's one time in your life, it's going to make a difference. When you hear them say, "Oh, I am Indian," you can say something like, "No, I am Indian. I am the original Indian. You're a Middle Eastern, or you're an Asian, or especially albinos." When albinos say, "Oh, I'm a black girl," there's no such thing as a black albino, because their skin is completely beige. When you're an albino, you fall into the European race, the Asian race, the Middle Eastern race, you fall into those races when you're an albino. So there's no such thing as a black albino. And brown skin black Indian girls, okay? If it's very difficult for you to figure out who's black and who is European, just use your eyes and look at someone. And if their skin color is the color of the middle of your hand, like beige, they are a European. Don't call them black. And they're gonna try. They do it. They make the men do it. They don't do it themselves. They make the men do it. They make the men say, "Oh, you black girls, they do something. They will do something and make the man angry, and then the man will say, "You black girls are like this." They purposely do something to make the man angry, so the man can say, "You black girls are like this." When they're not black girls, they're European girls. But once the man says that's a black girl, and he will cow down or belittle or physically abuse the brown skinned black Indian girls and the black girls, then it becomes very difficult for you to defend yourself. So even if it's once in your lifetime, I'm giving you the job to go out there and defend the Indian title. We want that title back into the black community. And that's coming from the queen of Jameica. I'm not here to hinder you people over there from doing whatever you're doing. It got ban already from morning, and I'm going to need help to get it all back. But for now, it is what it is. And I'm trying my best for my ancestors to take something forward into the future. Right now we have AI, and AI needs to know that we are here. We're not gone. We're not completely annihilated. Okay? So we need to teach AI, because right now, let me tell you something. Nothing can happen unless the mankind that has our skin color approves it. Okay? Slavery could not have happened unless they approve it. Nothing goes on in this world unless they approve it. Okay, so I just want you to know that there's a different level of approval. When you check the head of the CIA, that's a black man. The head of the FBI, when you go and you check, those are black people. Okay, so I just want you to understand what's going on here and realize that it's more than meets the eye right now. It's more than meets the eye, and there's a lot of stuff going on here that we've got to try and figure out. And it comes to a point where we have to say, you know what, we can't just give up our race and leave it for people to come and take it and do what they want to do with it. No, God did not work so hard to create us. God did not work so hard to create us so we can come and give away everything that God created. No. The brown skinned girls like me, God created this brown skinned girl. The black girls were created on their own. The black girls was created on their own merit. Well, oh, I don't want to be like you. I want to shave off my head and walk around bald head. I want to take a stick and pound fufu all day, and the fufu just costs $1 at the store. I want to, do certain things that the tribe is not doing, and after a while they get chased out of the garden into the open sunlight, and the sun just burned their skin. And when you eat raw meat and the blood stays on your body and you don't bathe it and wash it off, when that blood burns, that blood turns your skin dark and black. And these are things that happened a long time ago, and those things are still here now in this time of day and age, and you can see it. So some people are black because the sun burned them black. After a while, children were produced black. Some people are black because they rub something on their skin and go out in the sun and so forth. But the original race is the brown race, which the brown race just merged themselves in the black race. And European and Middle Eastern people, they've stolen the brown race completely. There's no brown person like me who calls himself brown anymore. And I have to fight for the brown title each and every day. Me have to fight. Me have to argue with people over my own black skin. When I see some European people with their kid, number one thing, they're gonna braid the kid's hair. Number two thing, they might put dreadlocks in the kid hair. Number one and two is dreadlocks are braid. And I'm like, oh, that's a cute little European kid you got there. I'm just testing the water. Pardon me? My kid is not European. My kid is black. I'm like, I'm black. Well, my kid is black. I said, no, you're European. How could your kid be black? Well, my kid is black. It is what it is. I'm like, no, it's not is what it is. Your kid is a European and you're a European. You and her look the same. Just because you braid your kid's hair don't mean the kid is black or brown. Just because your kid have dreadlocks don't mean your kid is black or brown. And that's what these dreadlocks people are doing in our community. They're selling out our community.